out of that. I'll move this back down here. So, yeah, I don't know. Alright. Yeah, I think this place has been doing alright for the most part. Apart from, like, PB Chillax has been sending, like, what, the flu, the heat waves, infestations, eclipses, all sorts of stuff to kind of, like, combat the fact that I wouldn't just take a serious battle. But that's fine, I don't really care. I'd rather kind of, like, not have that ultra serious battle that, like, everybody isn't ready for. I'm kind of surprised that it sent me something decent, but then, if you really think about it, my kind of colony has got a lot more wealth going now. Like, it's got a lot of fancy shit in here, so not really surprised. I also made this little stockpile for just a moment. I gotta remember to delete that at some point. Because I just wanted them to not keep taking the stuff that I was pulling apart away. Which, speaking of power, alright. So I cut out all of those mostly. I'll get it all connected up to the top here. I don't actually think that's quite where I want that to be. Hold on, get rid of that for a moment. I'm not 100% certain on that. Should be going 3 across, then up. Then I think it's supposed to go over. Yeah, connect like that, I'm pretty sure. I'm mostly pretty sure about that. As for the rest of it, probably hidden conduits and shit would do alright. Once I figure out where the doorways are for all these, I'll move them properly. I could have made them skinny like this, you know. We always had the opportunity to make it one skinnier. But yeah, it's not quite what we're doing. I'm waiting for these doors to get made. The only problem is everybody's around here. Like, it's coming into the evening, a lot of people are eating. I should end up with, like, only a couple of people in here eating soon. If I was to put X's on these doors, like, they may not go through them. Maybe. They should end up going up through here, which should allow these doors to hopefully get made. In saying that, my people do tend to just go through them regardless. It might be anti-glitching at the moment. So what I mean by that is every so often we get, what do you call? We get, the doors won't work if I X them, and sometimes they will. So, yeah. Oh, random chat. I had chicken palm, but everything ended up going everywhere but the chicken. And I was sad panda. What do you mean? Like, the coating and, like, the cheese and the sauce and shit went everywhere? Because, like, that's what I'm thinking of. Like, if the breading and everything all fell off, that is sad. That's a sad palmy. But, you know, I haven't actually got to try a palm yet since I've been able to eat meat and shit again, Grim. Thanks for reminding me of that, because, like, next time, because Nick likes them a lot, and if ever we're at, like, a pub bar kind of thing, I'll try some of his, you know, topping stuff. Yeah, I figure that's, like, a case of that being too runny or not being, like, nope. I don't know if you cook the cheese on top of your sauce to, like, make a searing hot pocket on top of it, or if you cook the sauce on top of the cheese, because the cheese, I feel like the cheese is what kind of, like, gets it to stick kind of thing. I haven't had a close look at a chicken palmy for a while, so I'm not really sure how they, like, go together and shit anymore. But I imagine it's, like, cheese on top, I think, from memory. I also need to get myself a decent lasagna. That's something I need to do. Cheese on top, everything else. I figured it was cheese on top of the top. Okay, well, they're not walking through here, so I might be able to get these, like, doors and shit made. My doors are working this time when I'm hitting the X's, which is nice. Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty sad, Grim. Like, that happened to your fucking palmy. It's just, like, for anybody that's eating, say, something they don't really understand what the fuck a chicken palmy is and stuff, right? Imagine picking up a slice of pizza and all of the topping just absolutely falling off. But it's not like, you know, it's not like the bread and shit has still got some cheese and stuff. It's not like everything just crumbled off. It's literally like all the good shit just slid off that pizza and you're just left with like moist bread. Like that's what's probably happened. That's the best way to explain it to anybody that hasn't had a fucking palmy. Why is Barnes starving, mate? You're literally holding potatoes. Malnutrition. You're cooking simple meals, mate. Can you... Instead of doing that, are you any kind of gourmand? Oh, you're just gourmand. You're just bitchy about food. Okay, that's fine. Well, you're gonna have a shit fit about simple meals. Tune the packaged survival meal. That's got to give you some level of nutrition. I'm guessing he's just not eating because we don't have fancy meals. We have fine meals, I'm pretty sure. Look off that. Yeah, no. I don't know, that kind of sucks. I'm guessing actually he eats lavish fucking carnivore meals because we don't have any carnivore meals at the moment. So, I don't know. Jesus, this RimWorld music's so peaceful. I'm like, I just took a second to like listen to it as I was coming up here looking for food and stuff. And I'm like, oh man, I had a coffee, but I haven't been awake long enough yet for the coffee to really be like working. I don't know. I felt like there was other stuff I had that I was going to chitter chat about too, but I don't fucking remember. I don't know. Yeah, my brain just like full on shut down. It's fine. I actually think if this is going to be over by 2, then we should be able to move that to there and that should still be accurate. Alright. I'm going to go with this. I don't think it's supposed to move all the way over. Drinking tons of iced coffees. Yeah, I fucking bet. Transport pod crash. Amico has a relationship with Laurena's mother. What are they... She's badly wounded, turns safely for goodwill factions, capture, recruit, slavery purpose, or anger her faction. And, okay, I was going to say I'm like that broke a roof, but it did not. Vincent's pretty fast, so... If you want to rescue her, what's wrong with her? She's got 11 hours, should be fine. I don't get a choice of her medical stuff. Yeah, I'm not surprised you're drinking a heap of iced coffees. Even Nick's drinking a lot of iced coffee at the moment. Because, it's been quite warm. Like, I think about 6 to 8 per day. I was going to say, I'm like, I know that causes issues for you. That's a lot. I thought, like, your limit was, like, 5 for, like, not causing problems. I know coffee in general is not an issue, but I know that the iced coffees do stuff to you. But, yeah, no, that's a lot. Like, I imagine that you're getting the actual bottles of iced coffee and not like Nick gets the jug of iced coffee and like he'll just pour out like a drink of it, kind of like a glass worth or whatever, like a mug kind of thing at times. And that's kind of what he'll deal with. I know somebody in here, research finished, machine. I wasn't researching anything, but I guess somebody ended up reading something. What did you read? We're going to end up finishing all this. Oh, somebody's like halfway through Starflight stuff. What the hell's going on? Ender, jealous of Maya's bedroom, and plague. Green's got the plague. Green should be fine. Everybody's having extreme break risk. Why? Stress may have extreme... What's everybody's problem? Exhaustion, starvation... Probably tattered apparel, actually. Okay, that's fine. We could definitely do with making some more clothes for them. It's worth it. I sip at it, don't drink it all in one go. Yeah, well, the other thing too is it would heat up pretty quickly outside of the fridge too. Imagine. We have a lot of clothes already made. I'm guessing that they're things that people have taken off. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't mind being able to have, like, I don't know, a glass of Coke or something every other day. Like, I like being able to have soft drink and stuff, especially when it's really hot. But, like, really cold water is normally, like, good, like, with me. Unless, like, I want, like, some kind of level of energy out of it. Roll has collapsed due to extreme exhaustion. Why? Can we put him in a bed? Nah, fine. I don't know. I've always been like a water drinker. I've been that like, I don't know, casual scrub that drinks water. And yeah, I don't know. I've always just kind of like, I've always found that like really cold water is generally enough when I'm hot. Like when it's really, really hot, I don't really want anything that like causes a syrupy kind of effect on like my mouth kind of thing. I tend to find like if I'm likely to get dehydrated or like if it's just really hot, I tend to find like I don't like the mouthfeel of a lot of drinks after drinking them, whereas water doesn't really do too much. All right, now that that's built, you guys should stop passing through here. I should be able to get a couple of people that can do construction, hopefully that aren't on edge. Why is Mo on edge? What's your problem? You've got a brain scar, recreationally starved. Ain't nobody depriving you of recreation, mate. Everybody in here is saying they're recreationally starved, night owl and daytime. Okay, so maybe the doors are working and we've got the reverse glitch. You know what? I'm going to take this. Hold up. I'm just going to quickly like quit out and come back in, because if the alternate glitch is that we don't have anybody listening to their schedule, I don't want that one to be running. I'd rather the doors don't like work than yeah. Gotta go. No worries, Grim. I'll catch you around. I've been drinking only purified water for multiple years. Hold on. Let me just load back in. And it messes with my health a lot before I've learned that it's not healthy. Yeah, purified water isn't supposed to be really good for you because your water's supposed to have like various minerals and all sorts of stuff that you're supposed to get out of it. Mind you, it depends on where you are though. If you have like all sorts of like shit in your water and stuff, like it's good to have that purified water. But yeah, long term it's not supposed to be good for you. I want to pop this out, but I need them to like work on the door. Did you know you're open to answering nosy curiosity questions about your OCD, or is it not something you're comfortable talking about at stream? Oh, Jay Lee, let me just crack my knuckles. You haven't seen a Diablo stream, have you? I was gonna say, oh my, we have like, I would say at least 9 hours of OCD conversations in fucking Diablo at least through like Nightmare, probably a little bit normal, a bit in Hell. Like it normally comes up in Diablo. I know, Keelan. The PTSD has begun for everybody watching. Let me just flex out my arms and shit for this. Yeah, no, because I played Diablo 2 with an OCD character, right? Recreating like the character I had when I was 12. The conversation of OCD comes up all the time. We don't usually get a lot of like questions related to like, what do you call it? The like hand washing and hygiene side of it as much. Well, we do. We had an in-depth conversation about bathroom sinks and like my high school's toilets and stuff. But yeah, actually we've had some really good conversations about sinks so far. But yeah, no, we go in depth. Usually we don't get it so much on RimWorld because a lot of people are more so like, how the fuck do you have so many people? So it normally ends up in like business principle conversations, since like, you know, a lot of this is like conversationally managing a giant colony, kind of like how I manage like giant workloads and shit. It's our OCD character, it's interesting. Yeah, my OCD character in Diablo 2, I had really bad OCD when I was 12. And my OCD expanded out to, you know, like counting things and keeping things in like neat order, placement. Like I had like the whole doorknobs, light switches, all the things kind of stuff. Plus obviously hand washing and hygiene related stuff as well. But it originated from legitimate basis. It like my OCD and shit didn't just originate out of like nowhere. It started because of triggers and shit. So yeah. it kind of come to be because that's where my lights are. I've been looking for these. I'm like, where are my lights? Anyway, let me try to install that there. You know, so personally I'm not super interested in Diablo, so I don't catch many of those streams. That's fair. Look, I know that like not everybody's interested in all the things that I play. Like I know that some people sometimes lurk, but don't actually watch any of those streams and stuff like that. That's fair. I don't expect anybody and everybody to be like interested in everything I play. Like, you know, if you're interested in RimWorld, I don't expect you to also be interested in like 7 Days to Die or like, you know, something that's completely not like RimWorld kind of thing, you know? So like I get this too with like my YouTube channel and stuff, is a lot of people like what they like. So I have a reasonable following, but not everybody's watching the same thing. So I have like dribs and drabs of watchers on like all sorts of videos and stuff. So it's all like spread out everywhere. So yeah, YouTube's probably the best example of that because it's the most obvious one. I don't know if I want that light to be there. But yeah, if you got a question, go for it. I mean, if there's something I'm not comfortable with, I'll just like say that I don't want to like answer it and stuff. But in most cases, like if there's something that I don't want to answer, like, I don't know, there's usually a really, really good reason for not wanting to like talk about it. But if it's like whatever, it's whatever, you know? I just look around anyways. You never can tell if I'm here or not. Anyways, I'm here all the time, lol. Look, Keelan, I assumed that you're like probably always lurking since like at the end of the year your points are like incredible. And you still redeem some of the biggest fucking redeems that I've got. So I know that. But like from the perspective of being here, I'll never know if anybody's here unless you're chatting. Actively chatting in my stream, I don't know if you're here. Because I don't see numbers and I don't see the names and stuff. It's the ability for people to be completely anonymous, come and go as they please. If they don't like a topic I'm talking about or it bores them or something like that, they can literally just leave or mute my stream and I won't know. Like occasionally I'll mention something and I'll be like, look, I don't know if such and such is still here. Like sometimes somebody will mention a specific person and I'll be like, look, I don't know if they're still here. They were here earlier. Because genuinely, I don't know if you're even paying attention or listening or if that's what you wanted to do today. Like, you might literally just want my shit up in the background as, like, ambient noise while you're falling asleep. And that's the maximum capacity that you want to participate in stream. That's perfectly fine. I got no issues with that. But, yeah, there's absolutely no reason for anybody to ever have to, like, announce that they're here or that they're going to lurk or anything like that. Like obviously if you want to, you definitely can. If you want to announce that you're unlurking, you can also do that. But yeah, most of the time apparently I just tend to capture people and hold them conversationally for a while by being unfortunately entertaining. So yeah, I don't even really understand how I keep doing that, but it apparently keeps happening and I'm sorry, I guess. Yeah. My question was, since your OCD centers around hygiene, germs, etc., when you get a cold or something, do you like feel like you failed? Not really. It just feels pretty disgusting. So like if I get a cold, like I can smell it and I can taste it because I also have a really strong sense of smell and taste and all that stuff. So it feels disgusting. I can smell it and taste it before it actually sets in. And then, so I know that I'm getting sick and no matter what I try to do, I won't be able to fight it off because I have a really poor immune system due to my Crohn's. So even if I wanted to, like, I'm not going to be able to. And then, like, it also makes it more difficult because I am immunocompromised because of a medical condition that I have. And a lot of people love to be like, oh, you're immunocompromised because you won't go rolling dirt. Bitch, I did landscaping. Like, fuck off. Like, I literally helped my parents do, like, I don't know, chicken pooping the gardens and crap like that. Like, I spent time on a farm. I probably petted more, like, I don't know, cows that have rolled in their own shit than most people ever have even thought that that's a thing. Like, you know. Yeah, no, I haven't been that kid that, like, licks the banisters or anything. I'm not that kind of gross. But, like, you know, like, I definitely, I do the things that I do because I know most people are just disgusting, right? But when I catch a cold, it feels gross. The only time I really feel absolutely disgusted by it is when somebody sick is near me and they absolutely like sneeze or cough in my direction and I feel vile. Like I just feel so fucking repulsively disgusting from that. Like the only thing I can do is I want to go and shower, and I usually will if I can. But that's like if I'm out in public and I can't get home and stuff like that, I just feel gross for ages until I get home. And the worst part is I know I'm going to get sick because I've been exposed to it for as long as I have at that point. I'm just going to put a vent up here just temporarily because I want to move the air cons here, but I just need to close this off for a moment. So I'm just going to do that. I'm also going to make sure this has a roof over this little area. Just for like 5 minutes. I want this to be like that, or however long they fucking take to build it. I don't know. What else? My immune system is also garbage. Yeah. Mine is because I don't have a spleen. Yeah, well, that will fucking do it to you, won't it? I remember, I think it was some of my first diagnosis, before they figured out what was going on with my Crohn's, I think some of them thought that my spleen was like going because of like my inability to fight off like infections and colds and stuff. Because like I can't heal very well. Like I have a pretty gnarly fucking scar on my leg that like I sometimes sit here thinking, oh, I wouldn't mind like covering that up either cosmetically or with like some kind of like a tattoo kind of thing, either in a cosmetic or like decorative way. But then I have to understand that it's probably not going to heal if I got one, because I've got piercings and 2 of my piercings won't heal. No matter what I do, no matter how many years it's been, they won't heal. So like I just have to accept shit like that. And that's just part of like the immunodeficiency and shit that I have. So I can't do anything. Like I can take vitamins and medicines and shit temporarily and see like mild improvement for a short period of time, and like that's fine and everything, but like I'm not gonna suddenly see, like it's not gonna just like go away one day. After you build that roof, can I get you to like work on the doors? Do we just not have wood or something? Because nobody's been coming back for this. We might not have wood. I'm gonna have to go cut down a tree or something. Where is a woodcutter? Hamster might be. Hold on, just give me a hot second, Julie. Yeah, you do plants. You're sowing an area. Could you come down here and like cut down some trees? Because I know that that's what we're missing at the moment to do this door, and somebody's going to want to fuel shit, so I might just get you to cut down like a dozen, because that should overkill what we need. Just 2 more. There we go. Okay, after you do that, you can go back and do whatever the fuck you want, hamster. They'll take forever to go do that, but we'll get the wood eventually. That's such a perfect voice play. What? What do you mean it's such a perfect voice play? I don't know. I don't know what that was in reference to. My spleen was removed because of genetic blood disorder. I have a big list of illnesses that I get. I get it. Basically, die. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Like pneumonia is a big one. Yeah, I've had pneumonia. Pneumonia fucking sucks. I got pneumonia out of the blue. I didn't have a cold first, and nobody around me was sick first, and I pretty much just was like, oh, I'm really, really sick. I'm like really, really unwell, and I don't know why. And then it progressed, and I was getting like chest pain and like, what do you call it? Like extreme cold, where like I couldn't warm up and all sorts of stuff like that. And eventually it got like pretty unbearable to a point where I couldn't lay down because it was like excruciatingly painful. Like laying down and sitting up was like pretty bad. And the funny thing is I went to the hospital and they dismissed me. They did what they always do. They put me on like fluids and pumped me with some vitamins, did a bunch of blood tests, all the crap that they usually do, and sent me home because fluids will often make you feel better when you're kind of like with a cold or a flu, right? And so I started feeling like a little bit better, and I went home and they completely missed it on the scans of my lungs. that I had pneumonia starting. When I came back and had the next day scans, like literally 24 hours later, it was so fucking bad. Like I was starting to like cough up blood and shit, and that's not unusual for me. But yeah, I started coughing up blood, and they're like, oh, we should probably get another scan. And they took the scan, and they're like, oh shit. Like I could see it on a couple of the nurses' faces that like somebody fucked up. Somebody fucked up bad. And yeah, I was kind of pissed, but it was one of those ones where I was too exhausted to like do anything about it. You fucking wish, Dorsey, mate. I think I could probably grab you two and just get you to punch Dorsey. I don't know why he's gone slaughterer, but it ain't gonna happen, so I'm just gonna punch him up a little bit. Come on, there we go. The big danger for me with COVID wasn't COVID itself, but COVID usually comes with bad pneumonia. I get it. If I get it, that and if I get that, I'm fucked. Oh yeah. Sorry, I was just having like a moment, like unable to read for a fucking hot second. It's pretty usual for me. I don't want the one that's trying to eat. Yeah, I want you to not run off. I know that you're incapacitated, mate. Just fucking take him to hospital, please. There we go. Alright. Words are hard. I agree with that, Jaylee. Words are always difficult. So that's not cool. Yeah, shit happens. I get a lot of, what do you call it? What's the word when, like, doctors and nurses, like, can't figure shit out kind of thing, and so they just kind of, like, do the bare minimum? Whatever that is. I get that a lot, or I get a lot of dismissal and shit of, like, things, so, yeah. That's why I'm always worried when I get, like, really sick and shit that somebody's not going to take me seriously. And it's not because, like, oh, maybe she's, like, playing it up or telling a fib or something. It's because, like, I literally have a laundry list of shit. And getting somebody to actually take all of it into consideration sometimes takes a moment. You know? Also with COVID was difficult for me as well because I was still working during COVID. I was working in a head office of a commercial cleaning company. So, yeah, all the staff were like cleaners and management of cleaners and stuff like that, and I was in charge of all the managers up and down the coast of Australia. So yeah, I had a lot of people to like look after and delegate work to and shit. And yeah, I was quite worried. I was mostly worried because I worked with this girl who was just kind of an idiot. She was like, oh, I don't have anything to worry about with COVID. Like, I have such a strong immune system. So she was just throwing parties like every other weekend. And I'm like, yeah, but you work with somebody that's immunocompromised. Like, you need to take precautions and, like, you know, consider that you could kill me kind of thing. And yeah, she didn't give a shit. But I also had I had hospital grade cleaning equipment that I was allowed to use on my desk, which I cleaned my desk with every day. And they fogged out the office like every other month and stuff. Like, we didn't have too many people coming in, so we were fine. And we just got spaced out a bit more, so it wasn't too bad. But I also still had to worry, like, if I went to shops and stuff like that, I'm like, any one of these people could potentially kill me, you know? So that was horrifying. It was really scary during that time. The other thing too was my partner also gets sick from his co-workers because his co-workers don't take time off when they're sick. So he often brings home colds and flus and stuff. So we have like a procedure that we separate ourselves throughout the house, quarantine to opposite ends of the house and like minimize interactions and stuff. But I'll still usually catch it. The last time he got sick, I managed to get 6 days before I caught it. And then when I caught it, I got super sick within 2 days. Within 48 hours, I was so sick, my doctor had to send me for multiple tests to figure out what the fuck I was sick with. Because he couldn't tell because of how fast it had like populated in me. But yeah, no, that wasn't COVID. That was just, I had like a generic flu that particular time, so yeah, it kind of sucked. When you come back from sleeping, or